Alrighty. 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 Where have you been? All my life. All my life. Where have you been all my life? What's good, gang? What's good, everybody? Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Я готов отвечать комрade the Big Mommy Milkers. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first stream on the new PC. Ooh, 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 look what we got. Oh, we got no frames. We've got all the frames. I've got ooh, 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 ooh. Wow, we're looking good, right? We're looking good, right? Camera's still a little bit higher than normal. Ah, fuck it. It's fine. It's fine the way it is. Right? I think it's pretty good. I mean, here's my thing is I have holes in the wall. Right? You could probably see the top of one of the holes. Right there. And if I've lowered this camera at all, you will see all of the holes. Just get a higher chair. Hold on. Is this good? Is this good? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? I could lower it a little bit. I could lower it the slightest bit. But I don't know if that's going to do much. There you go. But now y'all see the holes, don't you? Now y'all see the holes. These fucking things, bro. You gotta be fucking kidding me, bro. You gotta be fucking kidding me, bro. All right, let me crank the AC because I'm hot as a motherfucker. All right. All right. Alrighty. Ooh. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Get this queued up and ready to go. All right. How does it feel to be part of the PC master race? I don't know. I feel inferior, to be frank, that I had to buy this thing. You know. All right. All right. We're gonna make a video. We're gonna because I genuinely do not have that much time today. Let me just check the breaking news for the day. All right. Let's just check the breaking news. What the fuck is that? That's not what is supposed to be happening. Okay. 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 Well, that's not supposed to be happening. Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. 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 What do I need? I need screen capture, Chrome capture. Hey, did that do it? Why didn't that do it? Do I put this up there? Why does it look like that? We're fixing it, we're fixing it, we're fixing it, we're fixing it. this has to go above that. And then this goes down. Waluigi, shush! Hold on. I feel like that's good enough. Hides the URL. Right? Let me go to like a YouTube video. Waluigi, shush! I feel like this is fine. You guys don't need to see the fucking URL at the top or all the tabs. Right? This is fine. Is this fine? Let's also just like do a quick test.
Battlefield 6 just released with the new and improved Battlefield Portal, a custom map and mode editor available to everyone, letting them make some downright incredible.
That was a loud squeak. Oh, $100 donation. Give this cash to Luigi. He needs his loot. Luigi is a girl. Don't you dare. Don't you fucking dare ever misgender my little doggy, you son of a bitch. But thank you for the $100. I appreciate you. Your dick is showing. Yeah, you wish, don't you? You fucking wish, don't you? All right. You guys ready for some, to make a video? Oh, first of all, we got to check the breaking news. All right, we got to check the breaking news. Vance arrives in Israel as the U.S. tries to strengthen Gaza's ceasefire. The ceasefire already ended. The ceasefire already fucking ended. What are we talking about? Flare up violence on Sunday that threatened to derail the 12-day-old truce. It's already been. What, you can't. What? 100 people fucking died, bro. Thank you for the $5. Can we talk about the Supreme Court and the Voting Rights Act of 1965? Yeah, the Supreme Court is trying to repeal the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Thank you for another $50. Her mislabeling fee. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. See, your name is Potter Stocks Trading, so you better be fucking trading pretty damn well, Potter. Okay, so that's fucking stupid because there never really was a peace deal. The Louvre treasures are uninsured. The shit that got stolen from the Louvre was uninsured. That's hilarious. Biden rings the bell after completing course of radiation therapy for cancer. Good for him. Trump's second meeting with Putin is off. Let me zoom in here. Look at these two fucking idiots together. Oh yeah, they were gonna meet in Budapest. Did you guys see Caroline Levitt say your mom? Caroline Levitt, Budapest, your mom did. Yeah, so the White House gave a wild response to a Huffington Post reporter who asked, so where is it? So the Huffington Post asked the White House, like, who picked Budapest? Thank you for the $10. Because Trump is having another meeting with Putin, but in Budapest. And so Huffington Post asked, who picked Budapest? And No Lip Levitt responded with, your mom did. Your mom did. Your mom did. Are we being so fucking dead ass right now? Dude, I swear to God, if I was a reporter, I'd be like, listen up, you lipless cunt. Answer the fucking question and take your job seriously, you goddamn troglodyte bitch. Like, are we out of our fucking minds? She's proud of that remark too? Of course she fucking is. Of course she fucking is. Disgusting, 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 disgusting. What other breaking news is there? Marines investigating the live fire blast. Yeah, we figured that would happen. What the fuck? No. I'm not paying for your article. 830,000 Arizonans are being taxed and have no representation. Hello, Stamp Act 1765. I heard about this. What is it? It's Arizona, no representation. Arizonans, no representation. I heard about this. Oh, yeah. It's Adelita Grijalva. So, in order to prevent the Epstein files from being released, MAGA Mike Johnson, the closeted homosexual, he's refusing to swear in the democratically elected congresswoman for this district in Arizona. And the reason why they're refusing to swear her in is because she is the final vote needed in order to release the Epstein files. If she's sworn in, the Epstein files will be released. But as we know, Donald Trump is a child rapist, and many of the Republican and Democrat, allegedly, by the way, allegedly, Donald Trump is a child rapist, because this motherfucker just sues anybody and everybody. He's such a petulant fucking bitch. But, yeah, they don't want that released because there's too many representatives on the list. Anyway. How is she still not sworn in? Well, Congress is never reconvening. That was it. It's over. There's no more Congress. Like, I'm being totally honest with you. I don't think this government shutdown ever ends. I don't think Congress or the House is ever brought back in. I do think this is, I mean, Trump wanted the government shutdown. He said it a million fucking times. It was in Project 2025 to shut down the government and to never bring it back. So I would not be surprised if something like that happened. Not even joking. I have zero faith. All right. But today, guys, because I really don't have that much time, we're going to do quick coverage of that stuff, and then we're going to watch, we are going to watch Don't Be a Sucker. Okay? All right? All right? Down with the funk? Down with the funk? Excuse me. Oh, sorry I burped. I haven't told you guys. I have GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease. I can't really control my burps. I try, but, you know, there ain't really much I can do about it. My man just wants more time for Battlefield. No, I have a workout, and then I have some shit to do, and then I have some games to play. Anyway. Let's just dive in. All right? Start recording. Let's start recording. My fellow Americans, where are you? We have Nazis roaming these streets. We have masked Nazis rounding up our neighbors in these beloved United States. My fellow Americans, I simply cannot have that. And I believe that you cannot either, which is why we will take this opportunity to learn a little bit about what fascism is, what a Nazi is, and why you, the American, has an obligation to resist fascism. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Valenti VOD. I'm your perfect and humble leader, Chris Valenti, and I'm on a new PC. High-end camera, 2 screens, fucking badass PC. We got a little bit of an upgrade, and I am excited about it. But what has me concerned is the ever-growing rise of fascism in the United States of America. And my time at the No Kings protest, it made me realize that I don't think people understand that we've been playing this game for about 100 years, almost 100 years. This game of fighting fascists, of fighting Nazis, has never ended, okay? And the fight began before World War II. Don't forget, we had the German Bund movement. We have the largest Nazi rally in American history in fucking New Jersey, right? We had a huge Nazi party in the United States of America, and I thought it would be pertinent to kind of cover some of that stuff, and we're going to watch a little bit of an old American propaganda piece, back when America used to make anti-fascist propaganda instead of fascist propaganda. I know, crazy, things have changed. But one of the first things I want to show you here is the German Bund movement. German Bund, here you go. So the German Bund, it refers to the German-American Bund, a pro-Nazi organization in the United States before World War II, or to the Bund Deutscher Battel, the girls' wing of the Nazi Party movement in Germany, but we're talking about the German-American Bund. Bring up this here. All right. German-American Bund, or the German-American Federation, was a German-American Nazi organization which was established in 1936 as a successor to the Friends of New Germany and disbanded in 1941 when the United States entered World War II. The organization chose its new name in order to emphasize its American credentials after the press accused it of being unpatriotic. Get a look at this fucking logo here. I need you to understand there was a Nazi rally. Oh, there was one in Madison Square Garden, too. So in 1939, a Nazi rally took place in Madison Square Garden, organized by the German-American Bund. More than 20,000 people attended, and Fritz Julius Kuhn was a featured speaker. The Bund billed the event, which took place 2 days before George Washington's birthday, as a pro-Americanism rally. The stage at the event featured a huge portrait of George Washington with swastikas on it. This is a real picture from this massive Nazi rally in Madison Square Garden. Look at this, mass demonstration for true Americanism. Jesus fucking Christ. And the point that I'm trying to look at all these young kids who have been indoctrinated into it, George, this is some fucking next level shit. And a lot of Americans don't know that this never left, okay? It never left. And before America joined World War II, there was fucking millions of these Nazis who were saying, not only should we not enter World War II, but if we do, why are we not allying with the Nazis? You got to remember, these good boys, these all-American boys, right? They have the same ideologies as the Nazis. Am I losing frames right now? I will freak the fuck out if I'm losing frames right now on a fucking $2,000 PC. I will freak the fuck out. Regardless. The Nazi Party in the United States of America, it has gone through many different rebrands, okay? You know, the Nazi Party, the German-American Bund, the Tea Party, the Republican Party, and now you're seeing it as the Make America Great Again movement, right? That is the modern Nazi Party. There are many people who don't know that they are Nazis, but that does not excuse them from being Nazis, okay? The same way that there were fucking hundreds of Wehrmacht soldiers who were like, oh, I'm not a Nazi, I was just in the German military. I don't give a fuck. You committed crimes in the name of Nazism. That makes you a fucking Nazi. Same thing applies to every single ICE agent. Don't forget, there is no such thing as a good ICE agent. Every single one is a villain. Every single one is guilty. Every single one is a domestic terrorist. Every single ICE agent will be held at a tribunal. So will Kristi Noem. So will Pete Hegseth. So will all of these fucking people. Every single one will be held at a tribunal. They will be charged, and things will happen to them. That's all I'm gonna fucking say. We're gonna watch a little piece of American propaganda that was made in 1947. After the war had been won, we all understood that there was going to be a massive rise of Nazism in the United States of America. For fuck's sake, we had Operation Paperclip, right, where we brought over thousands of Nazis into the United States of America. We cleansed their records. We gave them fake names. We gave them jobs. We gave them housing. We gave them reparations. We did all of this because America is inherently built upon white supremacy. Don't forget, Adolf Hitler directly, he wrote that he looked up to America in terms of, our racial policies, our discrimination policies, our race mixing policies, right? He thought America was a beacon of white supremacy and he wanted to mimic us, right? But at the end of the day, fascism relies on you, the individual, being a sucker, right? It relies on you being so easily duped, so easily fooled that you would allow these fascist dogmen to walk all over your rights under the guise of pointing at an outsider and saying they are the reason why your life sucks. They are the reason why you can't get a job. They are the reason why they, right? And this is a tale as old as time. In Germany, it was called the Dolchstoss myth, the backstab myth. It was that, hey, it's not your fault that we lost World War I. It's the fault of the Jews. It's the fault of the bankers. It's the fault of the generals. It's not your fault. When in reality, it was the fault of the German soldiers because they're fucking dog shit in combat. I'm just kidding. That is not the reason why they lost. But at the end of the day, it was the fault of the entire culture for falling for this shtick. All right? So Without further ado, I'm Chris Valenti. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing and it helps me immensely. If you do want to help the channel financially, there's a couple of ways you could do it. You could buy merch like the Democratic Socialist merch. You could buy the mugs. We got mugs. You could use the 40% off discount code for Ground News in the description below. You can hit the thanks button down below to directly tip me. Huge shout out to everybody who's tipped. And you can become a member by clicking the join button. You get access to member-only content and emotes. And you can become a patron on Patreon. Big shout out to all the patrons. Without further ado, let's start watching one of, I believe, I watched this back when I was in college studying history, but I do think this is more poignant than ever. And something you're going to notice is that the verbiage used by these Nazis in they're actors, but the verbiage used, it never changed. It is the exact same verbiage. We have been fighting Nazis for nearly 100 years. Let's dive in. Luigi, shush. Oh, it says War Department. Bro, I forgot. This is back when it was actually called the War Department. I know Pete Hegseth, the fucking alcoholic Fox News host, he prefers to call it the War Department, and they're calling it the War Department, but it is still the Department of Defense. It has not been legally changed. Grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a coffee. Don't be a sucker. You're gonna hear a lot of the transatlantic accent, folks. You see, back in, I learned this in acting school. See, back in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s, every single actor in the United States of America was taught the transatlantic accent because the transatlantic accent couldn't be placed. You see, it couldn't be placed to Texas. It couldn't be placed to New York. And you could play these movies across the world. You could play them in the United Kingdom. You could play them in France. And everybody would be able to spot that transatlantic accent, but they couldn't put their finger quite on where it was from. That's because it doesn't exist. Nobody sounds like this in real life. It was literally taught to them. Also, real quick, massive shouts out to Valenti Eagle for telling me to watch this a while ago. We didn't watch it. We should have watched it. And then Hassan watched it, and then I felt like an asshole, and now I'm fucking doing it.
This looks like a fake, doesn't it? Well, it is a fake. But here's a fella who's willing to bet his hard-earned money on it. Henry here got on the train with $200. He couldn't see any harm in a friendly game of cards. What if the other men were strangers?
Yo, mind you, these two fucking guys, bro, I bet you they're like $20. I bet you everyone in this shop, I bet you this guy's 23. I bet you this guy's 23. Like, dude, back in the day, motherfuckers aged rapidly.
He couldn't see any harm in a friendly game of cards. What if the other men were strangers? And take Joe Collins. He's got a nice wife at home. But he met this girl at the bar, and she looked kinda cute after the...
Dude, I love how normalized cheating was. He's like, he left his wife back at home, but he found this cute girl at the bar. So, of course, he's gonna take her home and he's gonna fuck her brains out.
First couple of drinks.
Is she a Nazi? She's totally a Nazi. What the fuck? Dude, what the fuck?
There's a good old-fashioned word for people like this.
Oh, 3-card Mike.
We call them suckers. And there are other people. People who stay up nights figuring out how to take away what they've got. There are all kinds of games and all kinds of suckers. Take Mike here, for instance. He's got everything, you might say. He's young, he's healthy, he's got a job. And he's got a country called America.
America.
It's a wonderful thing to have. America. Lots of room. room enough to raise plenty of food, big factories to make things a man can use, big cities to do the business of a big country, and people, lots of people, enough to work the farm and build the factories, dig the mines.
Bro, this is the shit that they're trying to replace with AI. Like, I know that, like, the powers that be, the fucking fascists in office are like, these goddamn immigrants are stealing your jobs. It's like, no, bro, it's not. It is the fucking AI supercomputer, like, Palantir, fucking open AI companies that are trying to create armies of autonomous robots to literally use as fucking slaves, bro. That's who is trying to steal our jobs, right? And don't forget, we do have a massive problem with wage slavery, right? You got these massive conglomerations who unironically love illegal immigrants because they can use them as slave labor and pay them pennies on the dollar, because what the fuck are they gonna do? They're gonna call up the police and say, I'm being paid improperly because I'm an illegal immigrant, especially in this administration. You're gonna get fucking deported off the rippity-bo-bippity.
And run the business. All kinds of people. People from different countries with different religions, different colored skins. Free people. They can live together and work together and build America together because they're free.
Yo, isn't it crazy that what we are watching is government propaganda? And it's like, I mean, we've talked about this before. Propaganda isn't an inherently bad thing. Propaganda can be used in a good way. This is propaganda being used in a good way, teaching people that fascism is bad, that Nazis are bad, right? But isn't it insane that, like, now the government propaganda is the opposite? It's for the fucking Nazis. Like, it's hard to even put into words how insane the fall was. Like, we turned into a fascist government practically overnight. And that's the thing I've said before. You vote your way into fascism, but you shoot your way out. You're not gonna vote these fucking people out of office.
Free to vote, to say what they pleased, go to their own churches, to pick their own jobs. Yeah, Mike's got something, all right. He's got America. But there are guys who stay up nights figuring out how to take that away from him.
I want to give you the truth, folks.
Here we go.
The truth about America. I know you've got a lot of questions. You want to know why you're not getting the breaks you deserve. Well, I'm not a politician, but I've made it my business to study these things, and I happen to know the facts. Now, friends, I'm just an average American.
Dude, why is it that the MAGA, like, yo, this guy's supposed to be a fascist. He's supposed to be a Nazi. They all have always looked like this, bro. This is what MAGA looks like. You take away the suit, you put on the fucking red hat, and you put on, like, a stupid ultra MAGA shirt and some fucking cargo shorts. Like, they've always looked like this. Just angry fucking white men. Angry old Christian white men. Always. Like, also, can somebody tell me why I've never seen a black fascist organization? Has anybody ever seen a black organization that is fascist? I haven't. And I think the reason being is because black people understand what fascism is. Don't fool yourself into thinking that the transatlantic slave trade or the slavery in the United States, chattel slavery, wasn't fascism. That was fascism. The word didn't exist yet. Mussolini hadn't been born yet. He hadn't created the term yet. But I mean, fucking even the Romans were practicing fascism. Fascism is as old as civilization in and of itself. It just hasn't had the fucking name.
But I'm an American. And some of the things I see in this country of ours make my blood boil. I see people with foreign accents making all the money. I see Negroes holding jobs that belong to me and you. Now I ask you, if we allow this thing to go on, what's going to become of us real Americans?
I've heard this kind of talk before, but I never expected to hear it in America.
Must be a fucking woke libtard.
This fella seems to know what he's talking about.
Yes, he knows all right.
What's the answer? What are we real Americans going to do about it? You'll find it right here in this little pamphlet. The truth about Negroes and foreigners. The truth about the Catholic Church. Now, friends, these books are free. Paid for by real Americans who want others to know the truth.
Excuse me, young man, but are you actually going to read that stuff?
Sure, why not? You heard what he said, didn't you?
Yes, I heard. But do you believe in that kind of talk?
I don't know, makes pretty good sense to me.
I'm speaking to you as an American. And I tell you, friends, we'll never be able to call this country our own until it's a country without. Without what? Yeah, without what? Without...
Let's guess. Let's guess, guys. What do you think he's gonna say? What do you think he's gonna say? Because I know this is old, but it's gonna be the exact same things that you hear today. America would be a better country without the blacks. America would be a better country without the Jews. America would be a better country without the immigrants. America would be a better country without the communists. It's gonna be it is exactly the shit that you hear today that they have been echoing since the fucking 40s, bro. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Here it comes.
Negroes. Without alien foreigners.
Got it.
Without Catholics.
Close.
Without Freemasons. You know these people.
What's wrong with the Masons? I'm a Mason. Hey, that fella's talking about me.
Dude, so typical. I love that they put this in. So typical. Yeah, because the thing is, these MAGA Republicans, like, they're not going to care until they are a target, right? You know, first they came for the socialists, and I spoke up because I know the rest of the fucking poem, you goddamn ingrates.
And that makes a difference, doesn't it?
These are your enemies. These are the people who are trying to take over our country. Now you know them. You know what they stand for. And it's up to you and me to fight them. Fight them and destroy them before they destroy us. Thank you.
Before he said Masons, you were ready to agree with him.
Well, yes, but he was talking about... What about those other people?
But in this country, we have no other people. We are American people, all of us.
What about
Sounds like a Polish Jew, if you ask me.
You aren't American, are you?
I was born in Hungary, but now I am an American citizen.
Hungarian.
And I have seen what this kind of talk can do. I saw it in Berlin.
What were you doing there?
I was a professor at the university. I heard the same words we have heard today. But I was a fool then. I thought Nazis were crazy people, stupid fanatics. But unfortunately, it was not so. You see, they knew that they were not strong enough to conquer a unified country. So they split Germany into small groups.
Yep. I want to point out something, what he's about to say. It is happening in front of your very eyes. The way that the fascists have to take power is by dividing us into small, different groups. And as much as, like, I fucking hate liberals, bro, but I just hate liberal policy because it doesn't exist, right? But the idea of dividing even the left into things like, I don't know, like Antifa and Democrats and liberals and socialists, you know, it is a method to break down the one opposition party that there fucking is to the Nazis, right? I understand that liberal values are almost there, right? Which is why you don't see me going to bat fucking waging war on Democrat elected officials the way that I do on Republicans. I do shit on any and all Democrats who take AIPAC money. But at the end of the day, when you live in a two-party system like the United States, which is a fucking joke of a system, you have to understand that there is one side that doesn't give a fuck about changing things, and that's the Democrat Party. And then there is another side that does care about changing things, but they want to change everything to benefit white, straight, Christian, cis fucking men. That is it. That is it.
They used prejudice as a practical weapon to cripple the nation. Of course, that was not easy to do. They had to work hard to do it. You see, we human beings are not born with prejudices. Always they are made for us. Made by someone who wants something. Remember that when you hear this kind of talk. Somebody is going to get something out of it.
Always.
And it isn't going to be you. This is not classroom theory. I saw it happen. I saw it first in Berlin in 1932. 5 young men that I knew were standing in the crowd listening to the Nazi speaker. Eric was a Catholic. Anton, a student of mine, was a Jew. Heinrich owned a small hardware store. Karl was a farmer. And Hans was an unemployed metal worker.
To all true Aryan Germans, I say it is time you inherited the nation which rightfully belongs to you. To you alone belongs the glorious destiny of the greater Germany. The Nazi Party will provide land for the farmer, work for the worker, and profits for the small businessman. Who is getting these things now? The Jew. The Jew who has stolen our nation and our birthright. Who makes all the money and takes all our jobs? The Jew! He must be shunned. He must be ostracized. He must be eliminated. And the Catholics. We don't want our great nation run by a foreign church.
I don't think a lot of Americans nowadays understand that the Nazi Party hated Catholics. Hated them. The Nazi Party hated all religion because for you to be religious means you believe in a god, and that god is higher up than the Fuhrer, right? They wanted the Fuhrer, Hitler, to be God. You look up to nothing other than that, which is why, like in the SS, right? All Catholic rituals were strictly prohibited. Like if you got married and you were in the SS, you were not allowed to have a Catholic marriage ceremony. You had to have this weird ass occult ceremony that was a combination of like Greek pagan, or what is it, Hellenistic paganism and Nordic paganism, right? They combined all of these weird occult rituals, like the type of shit that you would see in Indiana Jones. That's real. Like the Nazis were weirdly obsessed with occult rituals, and they targeted Christianity the same way that they targeted Judaism.
We Germans will know what to do with these people when the time comes. They and their faith must be destroyed. Then there are the Freemasons. In Germany, we have no place for secret societies. There will be only one society, and that is the Nazi Party. There will be no secrecy about that in the new Greater Germany.
One by one, he attacked each minority and he split them off one from the other. These men were all fellow Germans when they came here today.
Dude, this is exactly what they're doing. I mean, in the United States, they split. They're like, you know, the gays, they're a target. The Jews, they're a target. The Muslims, they're a target. Migrants, not even illegal immigrants, just migrants, they're a target. Black people, women, like they have to divide us into these different sections in order to pit us against each other. And it is because, brothers, there's 360 million of us. Do you know how many people work in the federal government? It's like what? Like, I think it's like 750,000 or some shit. If we actually united, if we actually understood the power that the working class has, which is the power of the purse, you know, we can shut down work, we can go on general strikes. If we were capable in the United States of America of uniting under solidarity, we would overthrow these motherfuckers before lunch. That's not even a fucking joke. I'm not even joking. If you started a revolution at 6 in the morning, we would win by noon. There's 360 million of us. You don't even have enough fucking ammo to do that. Actually, we definitely have enough ammo to do that.
They were split into rival groups, suspicious of each other, hating each other. They were being swindled, all of them. But the man who was really being fooled was Hans. He was pure German, according to Nazi standards. To him they promised everything, and he fell for it.
You who are true Aryan Germans will share the glorious destiny of our fatherland. You are the pure-blooded, the master race. It is your divine right to rule, and the Nazi Party stands ready to put you into power. It is for you to command all Germany, and someday the entire world.
That's how Hans became a Superman.
Freemason is in like a, I don't even know if it's really existing anymore, but it was like a secret organization of men who felt like they were smarter, more intellectual than other people, and they were capable of creating better forms of society, right? And our founding fathers, the overwhelming majority of our founding fathers were Freemasons, right? That is why they were capable of getting together in their secret little organization and coming up with a plan to overthrow the British Empire, right? My dad's a Freemason. There are still small groups of Freemasons. If you look up, what is it? The Denver airport, they have Freemason symbols all over the fucking place. And I live in New York. There's Freemason symbols all over the fucking place on buildings that are like very old and shit. It's literally just it's a group of guys that used to get together and say, hey, I got money and I'm pretty smart. How do we make this nation better?
They gave him a uniform and they pumped up his ego.
The title of this video is Don't Be a Sucker. Watch and look, this is so, this is ICE now. What you're watching, this is supposed to be ICE. The racist white supremacists who were told that everything is their divine right and all they have to do is put on the uniform and just stomp on the rights of their neighbors. This is ICE.
He wasn't just a little fellow out of work anymore. He was a member of the master race. His wife couldn't quite understand. Even though he was a Superman, there wasn't any food in the house. Stupid woman. Didn't she realize that the Nazis were going to make jobs for everybody? There would be plenty of food and clothing and a new house. Everything they wanted. The glorious future of Germany was to be theirs. And their children would someday rule the world. But his wife, silly woman, still wondered where the next meal was coming from. Hans didn't like that kind of talk. It was dangerous.
I bet he's gonna hit her.
For that kind of talk, people should be put in jail.
No, he didn't hit her. Huh.
Hans had swallowed the bait all right. And these were the men who baited the hook. Why? So that Hans could come to power?
Okay, so Hitler is Trump. Goring here, that's Pete Hegseth. Goebbels, that's Stephen Miller. There's Himmler. Himmler, actually, wait, no. Himmler is Christine Nome. I forgot who the fuck that one is. Might be Martin Bormann. I don't know who I would paint that one as.
Of course not. So they could come to power. They would merely use Hans to help them get there. He would do the dirty work for them. Hans and thousands of others like him, all playing a sucker's game. They gambled with other people.
This shit is straight out of Leni Riefenstahl's Triumph of the Will. If you guys are ever curious, you should watch Triumph of the Will. It's Nazi propaganda, but it's insane to watch because it's like watching a MAGA rally in black and white and in German. It is insane. It is insane. And also, all of this architecture and shit, this is like Trump trying to put up the Arc de Trump, right? This was all fake. Like, these are platelets, like, covering hollow-ass wood, right? This thing is probably a pound, and it's gilded. These eagles, they're not made of solid gold. They're gilded. They're light as shit. Aesthetics is a huge necessary part of fascism, right? Excuse me. Because it's the way that you get people to assume, like, wow, we must be on the right side. If it's so organized and it's so beautiful and everybody's marching in unison and they've got the torches perfectly aligned and the swastikas and the eagles, right? Without aesthetics, your fascist movement is going to be very hard to build up. And that is part of what we're seeing in the United States of America, which is that the current fascist movement, the Make America Great Again movement, it doesn't have good aesthetics, right? Out of all the fascists I've studied, the American fascists now, they're really bad at it. They're really bad at fascism, right? And it's part of the reason why so many people are able to point the finger and go, God, this is fucking embarrassingly pathetic. You have these toothless hicks wearing fucking wife beaters covered in coffee stains fucking cheering like, round up the migrants, right? Like, it's the one good thing that we can say is that this brand of fascism is so embarrassingly pathetic that it's a lot harder for it to stick.
Liberty. And of course, they lost their own. A nation of suckers. Hitler needed these people. There was lots of work to be done. There were trade unions to be smashed. because unions were organized and might offer resistance.
Yep.
There were many political parties in Germany. These the Nazis destroyed. They were determined to smash every organization where people might band together and resist them. There were Jews to be beaten and killed. The Jews were not powerful, but they were a convenient excuse for all the nation's ills. And besides, a Nazi party member could not take over this man's stall. Hundreds of Catholics were put in jail because the Catholic Church had strength and could resist the Nazi drive for power. They had split the nation into 100 pieces, and then one by one, they had destroyed the pieces. Over these broken pieces, the Nazis rode into power. One party, one nation, one religion.
It's exactly what they're trying to build here in the United States of America. One party, one nation, one America. That is what they are trying to create.
These men had won their struggle for power. They now ruled
Goring was so fucking fat. He was so fucking fat, it was unbelievable.
Germany. But still they had trouble with their oldest and most persistent enemy, the truth. They found that truth does not die easily. And so they decided to abolish truth. One great source of truth is literature. So they burned books, 20 million of them. Many great men in Germany who were spokesmen for truth were jailed or driven from their country. Teachers, writers, scientists. Education was discouraged. In 5 years, college attendance dropped 53%.
Necessary part of fascism is to destroy the education system, because if you are educated, you are more likely to recognize that the government is trying to fuck you, right? This is why you see in the right wing this like war on higher education. They're like, well, college is a liberal Marxist haven that turns you into some fucking Marxist, Leninist, Mondanist. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. They want you stupid, because if you're stupid, you can't recognize that you're being fucked. This is also why the overwhelming majority of Trump voters are uneducated. Red states are disproportionately less educated than blue states. The more educated you are, the more likely you are in the United States of America to vote for the Democratic Party. That is just a statistic. That is a fact. It is an irrefutable fact. If you are offended by that fact, it is because you are one of the uneducated ones, bro. But that can change. Being uneducated does not mean you're stupid. It means you're uneducated. It means you did not get education. You can still get it. You can learn. You can learn here. You can learn fucking anywhere, bro.
It was forbidden to listen to a British radio program or read an American newspaper. In Nazi Germany, you had to get your information from Dr. Goebbels. He knew what was best for you.
That's Stephen Miller.
You couldn't see this movie or listen to this music. And you couldn't watch Joe Louis fight because the champion had black skin. He disproved Hitler's theory of Nordic supremacy. Albert Einstein, one of the world's great scientists, disproved that theory too. He was non-Aryan, so he had to leave Germany. His mind was dedicated to the search for truth, and the Nazis, having sold a lie, were most afraid of truth.
Dude, the Nazis even banned quote-unquote Jewish science. What does that even mean? Like, any scientist who came up with a theory or any sort of scientific equation, any of that shit, if they were Jewish, they disregarded it. Which is, like, regressive. And that is what we're seeing in the United States of America. We're literally disregarding, like, American history because it's quote-unquote paints America in a bad light. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, was the 400-year-long transatlantic slave trade, like, not a bad thing? Are we just gonna pretend like we didn't genocide the Native Americans? Are we just gonna pretend like we didn't throw Japanese people into fucking concentration camps? Are we just gonna pretend none of this shit ever fucking happened?
Church was one force in Germany still strong enough to proclaim the truth in public.
No doubt is possible that we Christians are in a grave battle. Against us stands a faith out of blood The battle signals range from cool repudiation to hate-filled causes. Weapons are used that centuries have dulled. The aim of this battle is to dislodge Christianity from our fatherland.
This Catholic priest was arrested the following day on charges of immorality. The Protestant Church also continued to try and fight for truth.
He who desires liberty for himself cannot deny it to others, lest he lose what he has gained. This is the great lesson the world can learn from Germany.
The Nazis put this man in a concentration camp. There were others who spoke for truth, and I am proud to say that educators were among them.
And what, may I ask,
this is why they target
an Aryan? I don't know myself.
Well, Aryans do not exist. An Aryan is like a myth from like the ancient Nordic people, like the fucking Andromedan aliens who came and nestled in the Atlanteans, right? The lost city of Atlantis, and they escaped to fucking, what was it? They escaped to the mountains of Tibet, and they created all civilization. It is just a made-up myth. It's not real.
But let us see what our present so-called authorities have to say about it. They say he is tall, slender, blue-eyed, and blonde.
Hitler wasn't even fucking German. Hitler was fucking Austrian.
There is no Aryan race. And more important, there is no master race. There are people who may find these ideas convenient, but science cannot support them. There is no scientific proof that there's any correlation between a man's racial characteristics and his native ability or character. In all racial groups, we find the same range of potentialities. We find idiots and geniuses. We find criminals and philanthropists. We must judge each man as an individual. And
this is also part of the reason why MAGA was so fucking butthurt over the No King's Day rally, was because we judge Trump and his voters based on their character, not based on their skin color, not based on an intrinsic value. I don't give a fuck if you're a woman, if you're white, if you're gay, if you're black. I don't care. If you support Donald Trump, I judge your fucking character. I don't consider you to be a serious member of our society. I consider you to be a threat to democracy. Your morals and your ethics are inherently flawed. It has nothing to do with where you were born or who you were born as. Whereas their entire ideology is built upon intrinsic values. Is your skin brown? Was your mother Jewish? Were you born here? These are things that nobody can go back in time and change, right? And that is why their ideology is failing. The walls are crumbling. Every day they're losing voters. More and more Americans are realizing, holy fucking shit, these people are fucking fascists. And they're making it abundantly clear they're not even trying to fucking hide it anymore.
Not by the color of his skin or his eyes, or by the length of his nose. Come in, gentlemen. Make yourselves comfortable. There are many differences between individuals. We each have different capabilities, different backgrounds, different views about what's right and what's wrong. Like the difference between me and these gentlemen who have just arrived. But that is not the difference in race. It is a difference in the way we think. Remember that. And remember that there is no master race. That is a scientific truth. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying.
And so for all
that shit's coming to the next American city.
Practical purposes, truth had been abolished in Germany. A lot of my German friends wondered what had hit them. How did it happen? Where did it start? It started right here. And this was where it could have been stopped. If those people had stood together, if they had protected each other, they could have resisted the Nazi threat. Together they would have been strong. But once they allowed themselves to be split apart, they were helpless. When that first minority lost out, everybody lost out. They made the mistake of gambling with other people's freedom. Now let's see how those bets paid off. Karl the farmer was gambling on a better life for himself. What he got was extra hours of back-breaking work, as much as 100 hours a week.
This is what's happening to American farmers right now because of the tariffs. We've lost our soybean markets. They're not getting any help from the federal government in terms of their farm equipment, which was promised by Joe Biden. Our farmers are literally desperate. They're desperate right now. They also, how many of them have lost their fucking workers because they've been using migrant workers?
He was forced to stay on his land and produce what he was told to produce, because now Hitler was preparing for war. For Heinrich, who owned a hardware store, the bet didn't pay off either. 104,000 small businesses were closed in 2 years. And for Hans...
That we already saw happening again because of the tariffs. More and more people, they can't afford to keep their businesses open because the price of their goods is fucking skyrocketing.
Conditions hadn't improved any. He had a job now in the munitions factory, but he worked long hours for little pay. The working conditions grew increasingly bad. And even though he didn't like the job, he wasn't permitted to leave it.
We already got in the big, beautiful bill, they're trying to take away health care for everybody. And then on top of that, they want to make a work requirement. If you want health care benefits, you have a fucking work requirement where you have to work for one of these federal branches. You can only do these specific jobs, and you have to clock this many hours in order to receive health benefits. And in the United States of America, these health benefits are still going to be dog shit.
There still wasn't enough food in his house. Hitler said you couldn't have butter and cannon. So Hans couldn't have butter. And when Hitler decided the time was right, Germany went to war. Not by declaring war, but by a carefully prepared sneak attack.
That's exactly what Donald Trump is doing. Donald Trump has not gotten congressional approval to wage any of the wars that he's been waging. You know, we illegally bombed Iran. We've illegally bombed Venezuela. We illegally bombed Somalia. We illegally bombed Yemen. We repeatedly arm the Israeli Nazis as they bomb Gaza. Donald Trump does not care about declarations of war. He doesn't care about Congress. Congress is completely fucking moot.
Once again, Hitler needed Hans to do his dirty work. Hans was an expert at brutality by this time, and Hitler had decided to use Hans and his brutality against other peoples, the Czechs, the Poles, the French, the Russians. But in the crucial test of war, Hitler's race theories didn't pay off. His pure-blooded supermen were defeated by the mongrel armies.
Bro, the fucking Nazi soldiers were notorious cowards, bro. Firefights, they would turn tail and abandon their fucking units. They would surrender in mass, begging for their mothers, covered in piss and shit. And the same thing happened with the Italians. The fascist soldier has nothing to fight for. He's not defending his land. He is invading other nations. He does not want to be there. And if he does want to be there, he's not defending his fucking land. Throughout all of history, we've seen that the home field advantage and the morale boost of protecting your family and your soil from a foreign invader has provided outgunned militaries with an advantage every fucking time.
Despised by the British at El Alamein. by the Russians at Stalingrad. And then on D-Day by American soldiers of every color and religion, who smashed across the Normandy beaches and drove on through to the heart of Germany. For the misguided Germans who had swallowed the Nazi bait, the Nazi game did not pay off. The continent of Europe was strewn with millions of German bodies, pure Aryan bodies. Karl, the farmer, was left in the snow outside of Moscow. Karl. Heinrich stayed in Italy at Salerno.
Bye, Heinrich.
And Hans, who was going to rule the world,
bye, Hans,
got only a little patch of Normandy that he could call his own. We must never let that happen to us or to our country. We must never let ourselves be divided by race or color or religion.
Now, what I find important about what we just saw with the graves is that in the beginning of this video, before the war, when they're at the rally, those men were individuals. Those men were a farmer, a mason, a Jew, what was the other one? A factory guy, right? They were individuals. And at the end, they were dead Nazis. That's it. And that is what the right wing needs to understand, guys. No one's gonna come to save you when push comes to shove. Donald Trump is not gonna pardon you when the pendulum swings back and we start to round all of you up and charge you for your crimes. And this is to the ICE officers. This is to the cabinet. This is to all of the fascists in positions of power who are breaking laws every single day because they feel like they will never face the consequences. The consequences will come, but it will not be for you, the individual. It will be for the fascists. And if you keep this up, you will be considered one of the masses. You're no longer a fucking individual once you put on that goddamn armband.
Because in this country, we all belong to minority groups. I was born in Hungary. You are a Mason. These are minorities. And then you belong to other minority groups, too. You are a farmer. You have blue eyes. You go to the Methodist Church. Your right to belong to these minorities is a precious thing. You have a right to be what you are and say what you think, because here we have personal freedom. We have liberty. And these are not just fancy words. This is a practical and priceless way of living. But we must work at it. We must guard everyone's liberty, or we can lose our own. If we allow any minority to lose its freedom by persecution or by prejudice, we are threatening our own freedom. And this is not simply an ideal. This is good, hard common sense. You see, here in America is not a question whether we tolerate minorities. America is minorities.
Yes, America is minorities. The United States of America is an amalgamation of different cultures. There's no American culture. There are many different cultures that come here, combine together to create the idea of American culture, which is supposed to be acceptance. It's supposed to be loving your neighbor. We have a fucking lady out in the harbor holding a torch and says, give us your tired and give us your poor. It doesn't say, show me your papers.
And that means you and me. So let's not be suckers. We must not allow the freedom or dignity of any man to be threatened by any act or word. Let's be selfish about it. Let's forget about we and they. Let's think about us.
Absolute fucking banger. Banger. And I know bangers. We have been fighting against fascists for just about 100 years now. It's 2025, we're encroaching on 26. 1930s is when we started to see the rise of the Nazis. But it looks like the 80-year theory is true, that it takes about 80 years for a society to forget the lessons of its predecessors, right? And 80 years ago, our fucking country understood across the board, Republican, Democrat, understood that Nazism, fascism is a threat to democracy, and democracy is the thread, the floss that is holding our nation together. This nation, our democracy, is constantly dangling by a fucking thread. And this Trump regime, the fascists in office, have showed us just how weak that system is. We're all taught when we're growing up about the three branches of government, about checks and balances, and we're led to believe that this is an infallible system that is held together by cogs and gears, and it's not. All it takes is one fucking madman to destroy every system that we have created. The United States of America is like, it's like a Lego city. That, you go into like a Lego building and there's this beautiful, intricate Lego city, and you go, damn, that looks awesome. But you don't think about how long it took, piece by piece, how long it took to build. The thing is, if you want to destroy that fucker, you grab a bat and you hit it. It takes a second to destroy it, a fucking second. And it takes centuries to rebuild it. Thank you for tuning into the Valenti VOD. If you're here live, you stay. We're going to keep on going and make a thumbnail. If you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, thank you very much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and don't be a sucker. Do me one last favor. Click that video right over there. It's a banger. And I know bangers. Hell yeah. 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 Hell yeah, guys. I want to check this here. What is it? The screen capture. New Chrome capture. I want to see if I can I get this lower? I don't know how to crop this. I'll just go with that for now, but I will learn how to fix it soon, okay? I will learn how to fix that soon. I do not know how to fix that. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's make a fucking thumbnail, gang. We're gonna need some clips from it. All right, we'll go with this one. What is this? Episode 270. Okay. Help, I'm surrounded at work by MAGA heads. That's a damn shame. I pity you, dog. I absolutely pity you. That fucking sucks. Which one should I use? How about this one? Nah, I don't want that one. All right. How's your day been so far? It's been good. Okay. How fascists, no. American fascism. All right, that's one. What else? What else? American fascism. Same old story. And then, what else? We need one more. I've seen this before. Thank you for the $5. We need a modern version of Don't Be a Sucker and get it spread around. Some homemade real American propaganda. That's not a bad idea. Like to fucking make it ourselves. Oh, I gotta move that. I just fell right in the dog. Got it, me. Don't worry. Fell on the cat, not on the dog. Ugh. Wasn't Hitler addicted to meth? Well, the majority of Germany was addicted to meth during World War II. Hitler was taking these things called power injections. It was like a combination of meth and Eucadol and cocaine. It was insane. The amount of drugs that Hitler was on was fucking insane. I'm trying to figure out why I can't drag this down without it getting wider. You see how it cuts off the edges as I drag it down? I don't want that to happen, and I have absolutely no idea how to get that to not happen. But I will figure it out. I will figure it out. All right, let's get this uploaded. Yo, Nelson, are you still here? Right click and then fit to screen. I don't know about that. I'll try it. Nelson, I've told you 4 times this stream. I wasn't fucking looking, dude. There's fucking 700 people here. I can't see every message. Right click it. And then what? Right click it and then what? 548 there. Well, there were 700 earlier. Fit to screen. There ain't no fit to screen there. It doesn't say that. Now it does. Shut the fuck up. It didn't do it. I hit. Hold on. Let's try it again. Right click. Fit to screen. We good? Did that do it? No. That didn't do it. Right click, transform, stretch to screen. I clicked stretch to screen. That doesn't look right. That works? I don't know. That looks fucking weird to me. That looks fucking weird as shit. Transform. Reset. Transform. Fit to screen. Didn't do shit. Thank you for the $10. What's going on, brother? Just want to ask you usually start stream. I usually go live at like 10:30 in the morning, but today I was having problems with getting this shit started. Yeah, bro, like this isn't fit to screen at all. You could see the top black part, right? You can see the top of it. That black strip at the top, and then I can move it up. And if I yank this down, it starts zooming again. Boomer? Yeah, dude, I don't know how to fucking do this shit. This shit pisses me off so much. Oh. Anybody? Anybody know how to fix this at all? Anybody? All right, whatever. Let's get this video uploaded. Does it have to do with the zoom on this? Because, let me see. This is at... That's at 100. All right, let's reset transform. Fit to screen. Yeah, and then I drag this down. Yeah, no. All right, so I have no idea. I have no idea how to do this. I'm giving up. I do not know how to fucking do this shit. Next thing I know, I'm going to punch through the fucking screen. Oh, okay. Title of this is going to be called... The aspect ratio and settings may be set weird. I'll check that in a second. Let me just get this uploaded. What should the title of this fucking video be? How fascists take over nations. Oh, I have a better idea. 100 years of fighting fascism. Now it's your turn. I finally listened to the trans girl and she was right. Dude, that sounds like the title of a porno. Oh, shit. All right. Valenti VOD. End screen. All right. Still processing, so I can't publish it quite yet. So now we can take a second to try and fix that aspect ratio thing. Let's try and fix this. Press F1 on top of the keyboard. Pressed it. Nothing happened. Pressed it. F11. Pressed it. Nothing happened. Let's see if Nelson can help. Hello. Hello, fuckers. What's up, motherfucker? What do I do?
What source are you using?
This is just a screen capture.
Screen capture. All right. Can you switch it to
Hold on. Capture sources. I have display capture, screen capture.
That's the one that's probably be better because it looks like you have it set up the capture.
Okay, so display capture, add source. I'm gonna name it left monitor. Add source. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, capture method. Done. Jesus Christ. All right. You still there? Okay. Now what? Left monitor. Let me move it down here so it's not in the way of everything. Left monitor. Transform, fit to screen. All right. I'm going to hide it instead of delete it for now. Give it a second. So that's hidden. Left monitor is that one. Let me go to like YouTube or something so it doesn't look so fucking crazy. What? Yeah, but it's showing the right monitor. It's showing the right monitor. Properties. Oh, okay. Done. Is that the full screen? I think it is, right? Hell yeah, we did it. We did it. Everybody say thank you, Nelson. All right, so I'm going to delete that new Chrome capture. And then keep that one, and then I think we're good. Thanks, brother. Much appreciated. Gang shit. Gang shit. Yo, by the way, this is why you pay your moderators, okay? This is why you pay your moderators, dude. There are fucking people out there. There are live streamers who have slaves, bro. They have slaves. That's what that is. It's slavery to have people work for free. That's fucking nuts. Anyway. All right, is this good to go? All right, let's see how it starts. My fellow Americans. Okay. That's going to need a slight tweak. Edit. Trim. My fellow Americans. Cut. Where are... Save. Acknowledge. Confirm. Bang. 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 Bang, I said. Bang, I said. Una mattina mi sono alzato. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato invasor. Oh partigiano, portami via. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morir. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. Now that's a banger. Now that's a banger. Ooh. Banger. Yes, Nelson. Same as usual. Same as usual. You know how it is. Planning on it. And a membership. I get paid today. I should also get paid today or tomorrow. Depends. Your mom just said, who is that? Well, tell your mother I said, una mattina mi sono alzato. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato invasor. Hi. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mama. Hello, Mrs. Friedman. Hello. Your daughter, Liana, told me all about you, Mrs. Friedman. Fucking with you. She didn't say shit. She didn't say shit. She didn't say shit. Don't worry. She didn't say shit. 10 out of 10 new PC was worth the wait, brother. I know. Dude, I have this sick-ass gaming hub on this fucking thing. Pretty sick. I have a gaming hub. Ooh, I have a gaming hub. What's your PC specs? 50,000 by 50,000. What's the graphics card? Ultra. Do you think I know the specs of my PC? Are you out of my did you shit my pants? Did you shit my pants? Don't shit my pants. All right, guys. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. GG's. 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 Say hello to your youngest fan, Frank. He is 2 and he knows bangers. Hey, Frank! Hey, bud.
Hey, Frank. Hey, Frank. Hey, Frank. Frankie.
Whoa there, Frank. Careful. Don't shit your pants, Frank. Don't throw up on Dad. Stop it, Frank. You're shitting and puking. Frank! Okay. All right, I'm out of here, gang. I have seen One Battle After Another. That movie's about me. I know damn well some of you saw One Battle After Another and you went, is this movie about Chris Valenti? Is this movie about Chris Valenti? And it is. It is. Whole movie's about me. Start to finish. Crazy.
My name is Jungle Pussy.
Like, what? Huh? Can't be your name. I don't believe you. That's a lie. These are lies. Chris, could you take on 20 kindergartners in a fight? Yeah. Without hesitation, yeah. I'd use one of them to get the rest. I grab one by the leg. You start fucking... You know what I mean? Swinging them around town. I'd win that fight. What am I doing? I gotta go. All right? I'm out of here. GG's, guys. GG's. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for tuning into the Valenti VOD. Have a good one, gang. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Shut the fuck up, Cameron. Asshole. All right, guys. Later.